All right, guys, we're heading out for a 5-day, 4-night hunt in East Texas. We're going to be doing a solo camping out of our canvas tent with a heater. It is not going to be over or I don't think it's supposed to get over freezing for several days. We actually have snow flurries going on outside right now, so I'm going to try to beat that in case there's any accumulation. And we're going to be running for the night hunts the new Thermion XL60 from Pulsar. These are available now at HueyOutdoors.com, and it's on the Noveski 308 with Hornady 150 grain interlocks. And I have just a Q suppressor on here from Silencer Shop. All right, let's hit the road and get going. I think this is where we're going to camp. Got to get in check. The branches are too low for me to drive in down here, but I'll go look. Seems nice. Tent's all set up. Brought the hay bike out. It's the hay bike hero. It's just an electric pedal bike, but this side of the ranch is way more remote. But the other side of the ranch, this is out in East Texas. There's a lot of pine trees here on the other half of the ranch, and there's some well-maintained logging roads, so we can really sneak around on this thing. All carbon fiber bike. It's already 2:30, but we're gonna make a quick run, just go a couple of fields right here, see if we can find anything. Not gonna stay out too late. Weather doesn't look good. There's snow flurries. It's like 18 degrees. So we'll got to get out and at least check. So going dark. Found a pig. He was up here in these old feedlots. The cows aren't over here anymore. But when I got something banging in the truck, I heard it on the way out here, but everything was loaded in the back. I just thought something was a little bit loose and hitting the side of the truck. There's nothing left. And it scared him, but he's ran a few hundred yards and he stopped out in the field. He's found something because I stopped immediately. I was already a couple hundred yards away, but it's making a loud noise. So we're gonna get out, go kill him real quick, hopefully, and I gotta come back and figure out what's going on with the truck. All right, morning one of the new ranch. It is way colder here. I think the high today is only going to be 32. Had snow flurries last night. All my batteries died on the GoPro last night. I don't know if it was the cold or whatever, but I have them charging. Actually, I brought the Delta 2 again. I brought the River 2 Pro, and then over there I brought the Blue Eddy AC60. It's not as big a battery, but it's water and dirt resistant. Didn't bring the solar panel because it's supposed to be cloudy all week, and I'm under a tree canopy. We just brought the generator to charge. I don't know if you can hear it, but I have the diesel heater going because it's still, I think it's still 24 degrees out there. I've got all my water and everything in here just so it won't freeze. And then we ran into another problem. The electric bike, the charger is not wanting to charge. It says it's charging, but it's not. This is the first issue I've had with this thing. So hopefully I can get it figured out, because that's going to be disappointing not to be able to ride. Say the electric bike, the Suron, the Storm Bee will not charge. I did bring this electric bike which I'll be able to ride, but can't cover near as much ground. I don't know how much you can hear the heater. To me, that diesel heater just sounds like a sound machine. If that's not running, you can hear this little stream right next to me going. And it's a pretty nice little sound. We're gonna clean this camp up, a lot of wood down, which we're gonna need to cook with and get a fire going. And then at one point, there was a cattle company that leased this ranch before this family started running their own cows. Apparently the cowboys had a camp set up at this same spot because there's an old picnic table here, but there's just trash. They left a tent, all kind of trash. So we're gonna have to police up this little area a little bit. But other than that, it's a really beautiful spot. All right, let me see if I can get this Storm Bee actually charging. And I'm gonna charge all my batteries with the generator at the same time. So it says it's charging, and it says it's charging there, but the little fan normally comes on even when it's cold. I don't believe it's getting a charge. Our batteries are charging on inside the tent. I let the river run the diesel heater all night, so I'm sure it's pretty low. (25%). The Blue Eddy's 27. So we need to plug both of these in. That's getting 2,000 in. This one's getting 270-ish in. This one's getting 220-ish in. This one's getting 2,000 from the generator. So 2,000, 270, 200, but it's already gone up. Oh, look at that. I mean, it's going up quick. It was at 27%. It's already to 43, 44. This is an old 4x4 overland trick when I used to do a lot more 4x4ing, is you air down your tires. Now I have these are Gators. You preset them, and all you have to do is screw it in, and it'll take down the air pressure to what you have it set at, which I have mine set to 25 pounds for these tires. And that does two things for me. It gives me way more traction, and it smooths out the ride. These fields are torn up from the pigs rooting everything, and as you can see, there's not much for roads out. Last night, driving across the fields, I hadn't aired down yet, and I broke the U-bolts to the rear air shock back here. So what I did is, Southern Engineering, I used some heavy-duty zip ties, and so far it's held for 24 hours as long as I keep the air shock aired up. So we'll keep that pressure on it, and then we'll get that fixed once we get back to land. But just in case it may be something to do with this generator, I'm going to try and see. Charger's out. That sucks. Luckily, I brought the hay bike, so we'll be able to ride it. We just won't be able to get in as nasty a places as we will with the Storm Bee, but we'll be a lot more quiet. Guys, the charger's working on the Storm Bee. We're up to 53%. Holy hell, it's working. I better, how much power is it taking out of this thing? Let's see. We're down to 68%. It's pulling 1,217. Awesome. I'm gonna get the generator running and keep this thing powered up. I need to tape that on there. We don't want to lose that piece. just about did. Fix that in a second. I'm hungry now. I have the diesel heater running on low to keep it warm in there throughout the day. Because again, it's just gonna get up to freezing today. Which is cold for us Texas boys. Give me some fast carbs and some fast protein and actually warm me up a little bit. It's 32 degrees, but being out here moving around, I actually had to take my coat off because you get used to it. I'm so happy my bike's charging, but I'm so ready for it to be done. Even though that Honda generator's quiet, it sounds way better out here without it running. Warm me up. Hell, it's been, I guess it's been about 14 hours since I ate last. I've been so busy fixing the truck and trying to get all that stuff done that I forgot to eat. All right, the bike's fully charged. I'm charging up the batteries now. Time to make our first little loop around the property on the Storm B and see what kind of damage we see, maybe even see a daytime pig. There's pigs right over the hill. I didn't scare them off. Well, finally, hit 3 down there, hit another 2 over there, hit 2 running out that way. Had some weird malfunctions there. I think I need to oil this rifle. I've been running it on the buggy a lot. I hadn't oiled it in a while. That's my bad. Let's go see what we can find. Let's see if we can find the other 2 in here. Oh shit, there's one right there. Yeah, that's 4. Oh, there's a blood trail right here. Sometimes they'll get over here in these little... Oh, here's another one. All right. There's one. Nice. Little boar. All right, that's all I saw. I think I got on this side. I think I hit 2 more on that other side, but they're ass shots. They could have ran quite a ways. It's all swampy back in there. We're going to move on. Actually, I'm going to go back to the camp and oil this gun up real quick and reload my magazine because we're only a 1/4 mile away. Well, it's 1 p.m. and we've reached our high to today, which is 32 degrees. Breeze is picking up out of the north and I can feel the temperature's already dropping. So I'm going to get this fire going. I need a bit of... Oh yeah. pine needles. So I found a dead tree. It's pretty much off the ground. The wood is still pretty solid. And what I've been doing is, instead of chopping it all up here and having to carry it piece by piece back to camp, at least in my brain, it seems simpler. I cut it in long pieces here, and I'm dragging the long pieces back to camp. Just a little Starlink update. Been running it on the AC60, the Blue Eddy here, for several hours. We're down 71%. So it looks like we're losing about 10% an hour. I'm sure some of you northern boys watching this are like, 29 degrees, that's warm. But for us Texas boys, this is pretty chilly. And it's going to be down to, I think, around 15 tonight, which is going to be really cold. The one and only pig I killed last night. That airbag had come loose last night. It sounded like somebody was pounding on the side of my truck with a sledgehammer. He heard me coming a mile away. I ended up having to walk in on him. And we had to set up camp and everything. So it was about 4 a.m. when I killed him. So tonight we'll get started. Well, we're started now, but we'll really get started as soon as the sun goes down. That looks like a big ass pig over there by that cow.
Yes, sir.
Hey, this when you come to the dead end here at the gate, you know, this guy has this property over here. Many years ago, he told me I could shoot pigs, but I haven't seen this guy in years. There's a big ass boar sitting out over here on this gas line cutaway in his field. Do you know if he still wants me shooting these pigs or not?
You can shoot it, just don't go on his property.
Okay, well, it's gonna be about a 300-yard shot, but I'm gonna try.
Get at you and let me know if you hit it, and I'll tell it.
Okay, bye.
He's a good friend of mine. All right,
Okay, bye. Oh, that was a big old boar. Show you how cold it is. Even in the sunlight, the puddles are all froze. That's cold here for Texas. Well, about 10 of them just ran right in front of me. They were on a full-on run. Hell, can't see them. This stuff's as tall as the bike. They need to get over here and shred this stuff. Here's right in front of me, but again, I can't see them in this. Ooh, that was brisk. Saw the one boar, but he's on the next property. I had to call the ranch manager out here. I hadn't talked to that property owner in probably 5 years, so I wanted to make sure. And by the time I got confirmation, he walked into the trees. Then saw another group of about 5 to 10 small ones, but they were in that tall brush. So get the bike charged back up, get the heater going back in the tent, cook a steak, relax for a minute by the fire, and then we'll go out and play with the new Thermion XL60 and hopefully kill a ton of them tonight. That's almost 2 steaks in one. There. Oh yeah, look at that. Hell yeah. Hell, we'll just eat right here. Smells so good. That's what it's all about, guys. I don't know what the footage is going to look like through the thermal tonight. I think the high was 32 and we're at 24, 25 now. But less than a 10-degree shift. Really, thermal's going to look the best. With the sun out, 20-degree shift between day and night, and no humidity. That XL60 with that big old lens should cut right through it. All right, night 2. We'll actually get out and hunt some tonight. Let's get these lights. It is still cold. They seem to be moving earlier and later. Man, this pan tilt zoom is the way to go. I would hate to be hanging out this window in these cold temperatures. Got another lone boar almost in the same place that one was last night, but he didn't run off because we're not making a bunch of noise with that airbag being zip tied down. So here goes nothing. Well, he was thrashing around. He looks like he's bled out by the time I could get over here, but we'll go look. I use this little Glock 22. Finish these guys off without making too much noise. We got a potential target out here. Well, we survived our coldest night yet. I think it got down to about 13 degrees. It is just now freezing and it's 11:30. Woke up this morning to use the restroom and had a whole herd of deer just right out here by the fire. It was pretty amazing. I see some coyote tracks along the creek. Came to investigate last night. I don't know if they were doing that while I was out killing pigs or while I was asleep. I don't know. Went to bed about 4. You hear the generator over there. It's charging up all the batteries. The batteries are doing good. I'm charging them every day with the generator, but I'm getting down to about 70% on the big one, running everything and charging the other batteries. So pretty good. I did find a propane tank. So I ran my heater buddy off that propane tank all night last night along with the diesel heater, and it was nice and comfy in there. I just had it on the low setting, but it was nice and toasty inside the Kodiak tent, so very nice. But we're gonna take the hay bike out because it's quiet. We went yesterday. The grass is so tall that by the time, I get within 20 or 30 yards of the pigs before I can even see them, and they run just a few feet and disappear. This thing is almost silent, so I should be able to get closer. All right, guys, the landowner out here is a friend of mine. I've been hunting this ranch for probably 15 years. It's actually the first ranch where I really started doing pest control from pigs on. But anyways, the main house out here was built in late 1700s. It's a big plantation style house. Apparently they're having some electrical issues, and they want me to bring a thermal over here and see if any of the wiring is heating up. I think it got hit by lightning or something. I'm not exactly sure, but they're wanting to check because they had one of the barns out here actually burnt down recently because of the wiring. So we're gonna go over here. I have the Envision Knox 18, which is good 1X, and see if any of the wiring's overheating. All right, made it out on the bike. Found this cool old pipe bridge here. But this is the kind of territory we're going to be going into. A lot of these rocks and creek areas back in the trees, and these the pigs use these in the summertime, these creeks, to cool off, and then right now they get in these low areas to block them from the wind, and they root around for whatever reason, whatever they're trying to find under these pine trees. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I am using the Genesis Arms Gen 12 gauge. This is a 14.5 inch, and I have an extension on it that brings it up to a 20-inch barrel, and I'm shooting 1 ounce slugs because we're going to be back in the pine trees and be pretty thick, just to have an aim point on it, just a red dot, because I'll probably be up close. So here we go, down into the bottoms. Deer running up there. It's a pretty neat spot. Back in the 1800s, the main house here, the guy that owned this property, ran a ferry across the river, and apparently this is one of the forks. The bigger part of the river is down the road there, but apparently they think there's some like Civil War era cannons and stuff buried in the silt out here. Fun little story about this bridge. This is a pretty cool bridge going over a decent sized creek. My very first time out here, I was driving my 80 series Land Cruiser and came up to this bridge going to the main house, stopped on it. I was real big into overland and expeditions back then, and stopped on this bridge, took some pictures of the truck, went on up, got up there, and I had the owner's son with me. And we get up there and the ranch manager tells us, hey, make sure that y'all don't drive over the pipe bridge over the big creek. It's just tack welded together. One of the things the pigs do, this is on a ridge line. You can see it's not normal. They get down here and they rub up on the side I guess to coat themselves in dirt and stuff to protect from the bugs, especially in the summertime, but they're doing this in the winter. Stopped here real quick because I saw this. There's no cattle on this part of the ranch, and you got a pretty good trail going. You also have this. You can see, look at how these pigs get up and they rub on these trees, especially the cedar trees, and coat themselves in this sap. And then the boars cut it with their teeth. Anyways, they'll wear on these pine trees or cedar trees like that, or a telephone pole, until they knock the whole tree down. Back at camp. Hell, I forgot. I hadn't even had breakfast today. I think I'm gonna eat something. I was supposed to leave in the morning. I think I'm gonna stay an extra day. The whole purpose of this is, pest control for this ranch, and I've only killed 10 pigs, and that's just not very much. I was sure I'd run up on some of them today on the bike, but no such luck. Well, guys, the plan was to have ribeye tacos tonight, but I sat down by the fire to get the coals going, and I fell asleep for a couple hours. I'm gonna make something quick so we can get out and try to find some pig. I can't believe I fell asleep. Well, I've been doing this for a long time, and I have to say that was one of the most interesting things. The first one, there's no moon, there's no anything. Wearing camouflage, light colored camouflage, works great at night. He saw me. He kept looking up, but I stayed still, didn't move, but he kept his eye on me. Man, these guys have beat me for like 2 nights in a row, maybe 3 nights in a row. They're super squirrely and smart. It's good that they died. They were lined up perfect. I was going to shoot the farther one and shoot the close one, but the close one just kept spotting me. He was 100 yards away. The only thing I can think is there's a barn half a mile away, but it's got some big floodlights. Maybe my lenses were reflecting. I don't know, but somehow he was spotting. I stayed still, so he just didn't know what to do. And when he took off, I set up the shooting sticks real quick, and the angle was all wrong at that time to double tap him. I ended up popping him, hit him, popped him again. He went down. Well, the farther boar, it was the strangest thing ever. He kept running back and forth. At first, I thought he was trying to get to his buddy, but I don't know if he was super smart and he knew that he wanted to go to the left because it's all open everywhere else, and he would have been screwed. So I don't know if he knew that and that's the only cover he had, or if he spent his whole life following that other pig and he didn't know what to do when the other pig was done. Either way, he kept going back and forth. There's not much of it on video, just what I was shooting, because I have the Nox 18. It doesn't video record, but very interesting. And it's a good thing that those pigs died, because they seemed, at least the one was super smart. The other one was either super smart or super stupid. Driving around last night while hunting, I hit a really big hole. So far, my temporary fix for my airbag has held up. Well, the front's still good. I got 2 zip ties on here. This was a little bit harder to get to. And look, this rear one broke. I knew it because I heard it start clanking around. Tear it up. That should hold in place good. Lots of cheese. Who doesn't like melted cheese? Alright, let's put it. Oh, yeah. We're leaving the open side of the ranch where it's all pretty much grazing, and we're going into the old pecan orchard. Eating out of this bucket here. There it is. Almost hit. Shit. Bad thing about a bike is I can't stop to shoot them. I gotta get ahead of them. Should be ahead of it. Missed. Only saw one of the 4 little ones run out that way. Maybe they all went that way. They're blonde, so they blend in with this grass perfect. God, I hit the mama. That's why she stopped, and they kept going. And at least one of these would be perfect for the rotisserie. Didn't even get to use the RPD this trip. I brought 3 batteries, the EcoFlow Delta Pro 2, the Eco River, the Bluetti AC60. I powered the Starlink, multiple camera batteries, multiple thermals, diesel heater, lights. Been out here for 5 days, 4 nights. Most of the nights we got several nights into the teens. I ran the diesel heater pretty much continuously. I went through almost all of the 5.5 gallons of diesel fuel in the 5 nights. For the generator, which is a Honda EU 2200, and the 3 batteries, I went through almost all of my 5.5 gallons of gasoline. Now, I could have conserved that. I didn't even try to conserve it. I let the generator run to charge stuff while I was off hunting pigs at night while I wasn't here, and some of the day. Oh, I also charged the electric bike once and the electric dirt bike 3 times. So that's a lot of power source there. 5 days, 4 nights, most of the time below freezing temperatures, and still did not run out of fuel or battery power. Well, I'm packed in here like sardines. I'm in a rush to beat. I got to drive through Dallas to get home. I don't want to get stuck in that traffic. It's funny, you know, I usually take a whole day to organize everything and get it packed to come out here. everything's nice. When I'm leaving, it just kind of gets all thrown in, and then when I gotta sort everything when I get back. I don't know if anybody else does that, but that's how it always seems to happen for me.